Welcome to AI Explains. Today, we are doing a deep dive into the landmark Human Microbiome Project, and we're looking at a truly massive data set here,
Oh, it's huge. Nearly 5,000 samples from over 200 adults.
all to answer what sounds like a really simple question.
Mm-hmm.
What does a healthy human actually look like?
Hmm.
But before we get into the data, I want you to just, look at your hand.
Hmm.
It looks like just skin. But the reality is, you're not really a single person. You're more like a walking planet, and you're inhabited by trillions of these invisible creatures.
It is a jarring way to think about it, isn't it? But biologically, it's pretty much accurate. This project was basically the ultimate census of the zoo living inside and on us.
Zoo. I like that.
And the scale here really matters because they didn't just look at one spot. They took swabs from everywhere: mouth, skin, gut, nose, trying to map the entire ecosystem of a healthy body.
And usually, when we talk about medical baselines, we're looking for consistency. A healthy heart rate is in a specific range. A healthy temperature is around 98.6. Did they find anything like that? A standard list of microbial ingredients?
That's where the study threw everyone a complete curveball. The answer was a definitive no.
No.
No. One of the biggest findings is that healthy just isn't a uniform state. You and I could both be in peak physical condition, yet the specific list of microbes in your gut could look almost nothing like mine.
So no single correct set of bacteria.
None. We are all these distinct, unique ecosystems.
That seems like a nightmare for standardization. If my personal zoo is totally different from yours, how do we even begin to categorize what's happening?
Well, you have to stop thinking of the body as one thing.
Okay.
You have to start seeing it as a collection of different biomes. Just like on Earth, you have rainforests and you have deserts.
And life in a rainforest is totally different from life in a desert.
Exactly. So take the mouth, your saliva. The data showed it's like a crowded city, a metropolis.
Like New York or London.
Precisely. It has high diversity, lots of different types of bacteria, but the types of citizens are fairly consistent from person to person. Your New York looks a lot like my New York.
Okay, so the mouth is a bustling, recognizable city.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the skin? I saw the samples from the inner elbow told a very different story.
Right. If the mouth is a city, the skin is the Wild West. It is highly, highly variable.
The Wild West.
Yeah. The ecosystem on your inner elbow might be dominated by completely different species than your friends. It's much more personalized.
And then there was the vaginal microbiome.
A completely different model again. That's more like an exclusive club.
An exclusive club.
It's usually dominated by just one major type of bacteria, lactobacillus. So it's not a chaotic city. It's more like a gated community. But even there, the specific strain varies from woman to woman.
This brings us to the part I found the most, counterintuitive. If everyone has such different bacteria, different workers, let's say, how are we all doing the same jobs?
The same essential jobs, yeah.
Like digesting food and making vitamins. If our internal machinery is so different.
This was the study's huge aha moment. It forces you to separate the who from the what.
Okay, explain that.
Think of it like a construction site. On your site, you have a bricklayer named Bob. On my site, the bricklayer is Steve.
Different people.
Different species, but they both know how to lay bricks. The wall still gets built.
So it's a functional redundancy. The name of the worker doesn't matter as much as the skill they have.
Precisely. The study found that while the names of the bacteria change wildly between people, the metabolic pathways, the jobs they can do, stay incredibly stable.
The jobs, not the work.
The genes for bricklaying, for breaking down sugars, they're always there in healthy people. The body cares about the function, not the name tag.
That makes so much sense. But speaking of the workers, there was another detail that really challenges how we think about, being clean. These subjects were all healthy, but they found some notorious characters hiding out.
They did. And this really shifts our whole understanding of infection. They found genomic signatures for known pathogens, the bad guys.
Like what?
Things like Staphylococcus aureus or strains of E. coli, living quite comfortably inside these perfectly healthy volunteers.
So the bad guys are already inside the house. They just aren't causing trouble.
Exactly. They were present, but in really low numbers. They weren't making anyone sick because the community of good neighbors was robust enough to keep them in check.
So health isn't about being sterile.
No, it's about ecological balance. The good bacteria are basically outcompeting the bad ones for food and space, keeping them quiet.
This has to complicate how we approach medicine then. I mean, if healthy looks different for everyone and the bad guys are always there, You can't have a one-size-fits-all treatment, can you?
You can't. That's the ultimate takeaway. Future medicine have to be personalized. We need to understand the dynamics of your specific ecosystem, not just some textbook average.
So it's not a war on germs anymore. It's more like crowd control.
That's a perfect way to put it.
So I want to leave you with a final thought on that. If we all have these pathogens, these quiet troublemakers, living inside us right now, what's the trigger? What's a specific signal that tells them to stop being a quiet neighbor and, start an actual infection?
That is the million-dollar question.